I did not mean to start a movement of origami googly-eyed Godzillas, but here we are, building our Godzilla army. And I got a lot of you asking me to show you how to make them, so I will. But this is not what I do professionally. I am mediocre at origami, so I will not be using technical terms. I will not tell you what kind of fold it is you're making because I got no fucking clue. I'm going to show you what I do, and then you can do that, and then we'll make an army of Godzillas and spread the love and joy of Godzilla. Ready? What you will need: a 6x6 sheet of origami paper, any color you choose. I'm gonna go green because it's my favorite color. You will also need a 3x3 sheet of origami paper, half the size. You can do the same color or a different color. I like to mix it up. We'll go purple. All right, let's begin. So you're going to take one corner and move it up to the top. So we're making a little triangle. You really want to make sure you're lining up as tight as possible. I find that pulling down from the middle and then just kind of going like that from there is the best way to get a good crisp triangle. I'm going to open that up, turn it around, and do that again. Make another triangle. Open that again. Now we have a square facing us, and we're going to make a rectangle. There are proper names for these folds, and I don't know what they are. And if I do, it's deep, deep in the bowels of my brain, never to be recovered. We open that up and do it again, another triangle. Basically, we want to hit all 4 points to the sides. So when we open it, we've got stuff. We've done the thing. Okay, from this point, we're going to take this corner and bring it to the middle. I'm trying not to breathe heavy into the camera because that's got to be weird. I'm going to take this corner and line it up to the middle as well. Sometimes you're going to see where I have tried this more than once. Shh, you saw nothing. So we have 2 little flaps on this side. Now we're going to flip that around. And we're going to make 2 flaps on this side. Again, bringing this corner to the center. Following the folds that we made before as kind of our guide. Again, I'm not a professional, guys. If you want somebody to do this seamlessly, it ain't me. So now we have this diamond shape facing us with these little flaps in our faces. So now we're going to turn this, and this is going to be hard for me to describe. I think that's why a lot of people who do these origami videos are dead silent. They're like, just watch and learn. I'm doing my best. When you turn this over, you're going to see a little flap. Basically what you're doing is taking this side, and we're going to move it, fold it to hit this middle line. And it's going to give us a little flap. And we like that flap. It's a nice flap. That's a fine looking flap. Now we're going to pretend that didn't happen. And we're going to take this side and do the same thing. Take it to the middle line. There we go. And then we're going to pretend that didn't happen. Why? Now we have these folds here, which are going to help guide our next move. We're going to bring this to the middle, and we're going to bring this to the middle. And when we do that, we have the meat. We're left with a nice little biddly-doot. This little biddly-doot, we're going to fold over to face this end here. A nice collar on this side. Now we're going to repeat those steps on the other side. Diamond sitting on an ice cream cone. I don't know why that's the visual I get. Or nice collar. Shut up. I'm telling myself to shut up. So now we're going to take these and kind of do what we did the last time. So we're going to take this end and bring it to the middle. This edge, bring it to the middle. And pretend it didn't happen. Bring this edge, bring it to the middle. And pretend that didn't happen. And then once again, we're going to bring both edges to the middle. Whoop. And when we do, again, we get another fun little bloop, bloop, bloop. And that's going to go facing down that way as well. Repeat on the other side. Now this is my favorite stage because it looks like some sort of like metapod or something. And what we're going to do is we're going to go whoop and fold it. So now we have this cool looking guy. And what we're going to do, again, I don't know quite how to describe this part, but we're going to look at its little back hole. And we're going to push together, making sure that this paper is going downward. And we push them together until they meet as friends. And then we're going to fold these back so that everything is facing that way. All the flaps facing that way. And now we have a little tail. That is essentially his tail. When he's standing, legs, tail, head. Good way for me to remember which end is the head. The tiniest flaps that we made are here. And those are going to be the arms. So now, you see where that line is there underneath the arm in this little armpit? Fold those up and fold it back down. And now we can see this line better. And we're going to fold this up to this edge at the bottom of the arm, up to that line that we just folded. And look, he's got a hand. We'll turn that around, fold that up, fold it back down so we can see that line again. And we're going to bring that edge to that line that we just made. Arms are completed. Now this part is the head. We're going to fold it about halfway down. There is no exact science here. If there is, I ain't got it. Figure out where you want the bottom of the head to be. I usually go right about here and fold it down like that. Okay. Now this part, we flip it back open. We're going to open up his neck like savages and kind of push in with this finger to fold it inside out. And where those folds were before should now cradle the head just like so. And now Godzilla has a good blunt snoot, so we got to do that again. We kind of fold down, and this is just to sort of establish where we want the fold to be. We're going to open up the base of his head and push this up and under it, and then fold it together. And now we have a Godzilla snoot. Solid. The next part, I'm going to do wordlessly because I have no words to describe how this part works. It breaks my brain, and I worry I'm going to fuck it up every time. So just watch, I guess. We're taking a leg. I'm still fucking talking. Here we are. We're going to take a leg, and we're going to fold it back. I like to give it just a little bit of distance between that and the tail. Again, no real exact science here. And we're taking this bit, which is going to be the foot, and we're folding that back. So it looks kind of wonky, but you can see the thigh and the foot here, right? And I'm going to try and match those folds on the other side with the other leg. Now these are not final feats. They could be if you wanted, but they don't hold very well. This is just establishing folds for this next part, where we open up the thigh, right? Pressing this down and returning this bit inside out along the fold that we made until we get another floopity floop. And we fold the thigh together, and now we have a foot sticking out of a thigh. I hope that made any kind of sense. I watched a video on how to do this and I was very confused. Dead silent, no words to walk me through the emotional pain of trying to figure out what the fuck I just saw. So, folding this line in, folding this line in. There's our little foot floopity floop. Fold it in. Yes. Now if the feet are a little off, you can always just kind of pull them down and out a little bit. Put them in a little bit. I'm not a professional. My foot looks like shit. That's fine. It's okay. They don't have to be perfect. But look at us. We got a Godzilla body. Huzzah! The next stage are her spikes. We have it in a diamond shape facing us. We are going to take the bottom to the top and make a triangle. Much like the beginning of making our kaiju. Boop, boop. Flip it open. And we're going to do that again. Bottom to top, make another triangle. Now here is where we mix it up. I'm going to flip it over. Foop. I'm going to take the top to bottom, and I'm going to make a rectangle. Open it up, flip it around, top to bottom, making another triangle. So now we have this. If we just sort of push in from the back, whoop, and push these sides down, we will have a nice triangle with little flaps on either side, okay? This part, again, this is gonna be more art than science. We take one flap and we're just bringing them up to be spikes that nestle on either side of this midpoint, okay? There. Now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to bring these up in the same way, but slightly further out to make different spikes. Spikes that go even further out, extending them spiky boys. There we go. Them's the frills. So now you'll take your double-sided tape or Scotch tape. I typically use Scotch tape, and I do that whole rolling it up thing. Near the bottom. And I nestle this in between the back and a little bit of the tail. And you can kind of figure out where you want to put it and squish. And now you have a Godzilla. Last step, if you so desire, I, and my satchel of googly eyes, I'm just going to pick which size eyeball we want. And there we are. We have our googly Godzillas. I found stretching the tail out just a little bit, spreading his legs out, helps them stand. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope that helped at all. If not, I understand. But you asked for it, so I tried, and here we are. Rah!